Good evening. Members of the head table, members and guests, and many friends of very special people, welcome to the annual dinner, the 12th annual dinner of very special people, and welcome to an opportunity to pay tribute to three very, very special people. When Joe Masler asked me a couple weeks ago to serve as the general chairperson of this event, I gulped, because I'm a bit busy. But he said, "Joe, there's no work involved." And truly there wasn't, Joe, and I thank you for that. But I especially thank all the people who did so much work to make sure that this evening was a success, and I think we all owe them a round of applause. So would you please help me with that? This is a wonderful organization, and there are many people in the room who deserve tribute, but the three individuals we're going to honor this evening are very special to all of us. I especially feel lucky. Father George was my pastor for 20 years, and in spirit still is. Joe Masler has been my friend and my fellow parishioner for many years, and he and Emma graced our parish in Einan. And this buck over here, this Bobby Walsh, is probably one of the most talented students I've ever met in my entire 25 years of teaching. And it's a joy to be in a room with these individuals, and it's truly a joy to see them get some recognition. The person who will serve... Okay. The person who will serve as our Toastmaster for this evening is an individual who has also been touched by Joe Masler. I asked him earlier how he got involved with VSP, and he said pretty much that Joe came to his house and got him involved. Joe has a way with people in that regard, and he is able to motivate people to do the right thing. The gentleman who will serve as our Toastmaster is the president of Dawn Specialty Systems. He and his wife have been very involved in very special people almost from its inception. Joe noted earlier that Charlie is just always there, and he's there again this evening. Could you help me welcome our Toastmaster for this evening, Charles Dulce.
Thank you, Dr. Robin. As I look out across these very special people, it brings to my mind so clearly and succinctly how this organization is truly one of love. If you remember back into your early childhood, to a moment when you reached out to help someone and touch someone who was hurting and was in such great need. And when you did that, you felt within you a tremendous joy that is virtually impossible to describe. That joy was a touch and a moment of the love of God. For that moment you felt the tip of the iceberg, which is His immeasurable love, a love which He pours out on each and every one of us, and is so especially manifest in this organization and its founder, Emma Masler. Today we are here to honor people who have lived with the love of Christ in their hearts, who have been touched by His living presence, who have made a difference wherever they were. I think frequently of a story that Joe told me, and as you know, Joe is a very modest and a very unassuming person. He told me how he had a calling to serve Christ in the priesthood. And yet his father passed away Joe was still quite young. Joe had to go to work in the mines to support the family. It's amazing how when we accept the will of God in our lives, how we make such a difference, and Joe has made that difference. He accepted the will of God readily and willingly and served his family. And we all know how he served his sister Emma and how she so accepted the will of God in her broken physical condition and yet reached out with this beautiful organization and made such a difference in all of our lives. And there was Joe always at her side. I think of how here tonight we are here to honor people of love. A priest who has given his life to the service of God. Joseph Masler, with a calling to the priesthood, who accepted the will of God and served God's people, especially through his sister. How Barbara, with all of her talents, and yet in her youth with seemingly life-threatening illness, has served so beautifully, has served her family with 6 beautiful children, who has showered love upon her husband, and yet in acceptance of the will of God has remained subservient to it all. I think of Bobby Walsh, and I think of his tremendous talents that he has displayed. But I also have to look and say, Joseph and Catherine Walsh are people of love. They have dedicated their lives in love to Bobby. And what a tremendous joy it is when we accept the will of God and serve. And we are all here tonight as witnesses to that. Witnesses to our special honorees who have loved, who have been touched with the moment of grace of the love of Christ and have made a difference in all of our lives. And we are so thankful to God that we are here tonight to honor them and all very special people. I would like to introduce to you the head table. First, Father Patrick Albert, Assistant Pastor of Dixon City St. Mary's Visitation Church. And we are so graced tonight with the presence of the Mayor of Dixon City, who has made us so welcome here tonight. Vincent Wyszynski and his wife, Janet. We are particularly graced tonight with a tremendous musical talent here tonight, an opera star of world renown, Ken Rossi Rodette. Our own George Pagula, because our honoree Barbara is already ready for her musical accompaniment. And George would be the first one to tell you that she really has been there with him always. And whenever he needed anything, Barbara was there at his hand.
That's right, Jimmy. That's right. Thank you.
My own loving wife, Elizabeth, who in turn I could not have ever accomplished anything without her presence. our principal speaker, Sister Mary Ann Addy of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and also the Public Relations Director for the Diocese of Scranton. Irene Zareen, who has labored always and forever in the work of VSP in a very background mode, but always there for us with love and attention. Irene. The President and honoree tonight, our own Joseph Masler. Father Joseph Panuska, who I know you have seen in the papers dedicating all those new buildings at the university. But what you have really missed is the tremendous loving heart which he always exhibits and the special grace he always brings wherever he goes. Father. Dr. Joseph Rogan and his wife Elaine, who have graced us here with their presence tonight, and in such a special way brought home to us that being neighbors and parishioners with the Maslers was such a special blessing. And our own moderator of VSP, who is always there with us, especially in those monthly meetings, and who can always bring us a special message of the love and joy and mercy of Christ, Joseph Casciano. I would like at this time to turn over the session to Mayor Vincent Wyszynski, who took the time tonight to come here to be with us and to welcome us to the beautiful city of Dixon City and this beautiful banquet hall in Fiorelli's. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, but I think you have to go, I believe it's 1 mile or half a mile down the road, another red light. Clergy, sisters, distinguished members of the head table, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to be here this evening to welcome you to the very special People's Dinner. Your organization stands out in front of all others because of your very special service for those who are in need. I've been very fortunate in my lifetime to know not one, but two fine people who have dedicated their service to this organization. My dear friends and neighbors, Emma Masler, who, as you know, was the foundress of this organization, and her brother Joseph Masler. Joe needs no introduction. His fine work speaks for itself for his outstanding work for the very special people. Again, thank you for inviting me here. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Wyszynski. We're going to break now for a musical interlude. And we are especially graced here tonight with the talent, both the imported talent and our own very Barbara, who will be accompanying him. And very special people is fortunate to have with us a very talented and an accomplished musician from New York City, Ken Rossi Rudette. Ken studied music in Germany and England and also performed extensively there as well as in France, Italy, Austria, Czechoslovakia, as well as in Latin and North America. He has shared his talents with members of the Catholic Golden Age and was given a standing ovation in Washington, D.C., as well as in Scranton. And many of you here tonight, I know, have been privileged to hear him sing. For the past 17 years, He has been the principal voice and opera director of the Newark Community School of Arts in Newark, New Jersey, where he has produced many operas and musical comedies. This month, he will be staging a production of Puccini's Madame Butterfly for his opera company in Harrison, New York. He says that his voice is like a very fine instrument. The more that is used, the greater the style and the depth of the performance. VSP is very proud to present him here tonight, and I know you will tremendously enjoy his gift, which he in turn would tell you is again from his Maker.
I'm always so afraid of these introductions. They're too good to be true. Well, I invented them. We're going to start the program with a song which I think is very significant for the gathering and the purpose, and that is You'll Never Walk Alone. For the next number, I thought is significant. This is an enchanted evening, isn't it? So let's have it.
a stranger across a crowded room, and somehow you'll know even then, that somehow you'll meet again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing, you may hear a laughing across a crowded room, and night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of our laughter will ring in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear a call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own, or all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
Does that make sense? It's not impossible, is it?
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from above, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be able to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. On the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last hour songs of courage to reach the unreachable stars.
That is a Japanese song. Couldn't fool you.
Che bella cosa una giornata sole, un'aria serena dopo una tempesta, per l'aria fresca coraggia una festa. Che bella cosa una giornata sole, ma tu sole, più bella in me, oh sole mio, sono pronto a te. O sole mio, sto pronto a te, sto pronto a te.
La la la.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Canta, signora, come on.
La 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 la, la 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 la.
Pretty good.
La la.
Now, big voice, open your mouth and let's have it.
O sole mio, sole, o sole mio, sto di fronte a te, sto di fronte